Well, this was proven to be hard. That's what she said.
She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay clean. Kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips, kiss, kiss Molly's lips.
Hey, Mean Matt here. What? So, look, this year I did Royal Rumble, What Ifs, SummerSlam, What Ifs, WrestleMania, What If. So, let's finish off What If Survivor Series. This was difficult because a lot of what I wanted to talk about with the what if factor is proven to be a little bit difficult, but I will give it my shot. So here we go. We'll start off with this one is going to be controversial because given what happened, things kind of changed on a whim, and it ended up the way it ended up. I'm talking about Survivor Series 1992, when you had, well, you were supposed to have the Ultimate Maniacs versus Razor Ramon and Ric Flair. And yeah, Jim Holloway got fired again, so they decided to go with Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and there it is. And that was just a very good, it was a good match, it really was. So my thinking is, and no offense to Kurt, but what if Jim didn't get fired? What if the Ultimate Warrior stayed in WWE and teamed with Randy Savage? Given his history, I understand, but for argument's sake, let's just go with that. Yeah. Well, I feel like, let's say they win, and then let's say they go on for the tag team titles, and the Ultimate Maniacs win the tag team titles. Now, obviously, I'm not sure who they're going to face, but it would have been an interesting run. And, you know, I feel like, and it's too bad, because Ultimate Warrior was a good wrestler at that time. He had a lot of demons. And this was, no pun intended, ultimately the second time he left. So it is what it is, but you had all this build up, and then all of a sudden it just gets taken away. So I feel like it's kind of a shame, but you know, there it is. Now, I thought about this until I read Wikipedia, because I do get my information there. Because I knew that you had Survivor Series 1996. You had Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Hitman. And I forgot that this was to determine the #1 contendership for the WWF title. Now, Bret ultimately won, which was good in my opinion. Here's the thing. I mean, this can go either way. You could have had Well, actually, this would have been interesting too. A fatal 4-way. I mean, we could have went with a match on Raw or something like that, where you could have had Steve Austin beat Brett and got the title shot, but that probably, I mean, because Steve was fairly new to the business of WWF, so maybe that wouldn't have worked out. But now that I think about it, it wouldn't have hurt to have a triple threat, or fatal 4-way, rather. Psycho Sid, Undertaker, Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. Now, yeah. Would that have worked? I don't know. But my original thought was have Steve Austin go over Bret at Survivor Series. I mean, would they have had the submission match eventually? Sure. Where Bret could have got revenge. This is one of those things where I try to, like I said, this was kind of difficult to get through. More than the other ones. I don't know, tell me what you guys think. So you have, we'll go 10 years, 2002, Elimination Chamber, the first time you get to see it, and this was a good show. Now, you had a lot of very good spots in the match, but it went to Shawn Michaels, the world title, and it's like, I don't think he really wanted to have that glory. Like, and that's the rumor, that's what I've heard. I think he said that too. What if Triple H retained? You could have had, I mean, you were gonna have Shawn and Triple H anyway. You know, go back and forth. You could have put the title on anybody else, rather. Chris Jericho, Rob Van Dam. No, probably not Rob Van Dam. Maybe Booker T, but... And, I mean, there's a lot of others. I don't know if putting the title on Shawn that soon after he got back would have been a good idea. At the same time, you know, I'm not sure. So that's 3. Alright. How about this? Survivor Series 1991. Now, I'm not, nor have I ever been, a fan of Hulk Hogan. I know he recently passed away. Terry Bollea, that is. What if you had these two guys going at it? And yes, this was The Undertaker's first win for the title, beating the biggest star. And just like Shawn Michaels coming back, let's say Hulk Hogan retains. Hear me out. I know we had the whole thing with Ric Flair at the funeral parlor and all this other stuff. Unless that was after, I can't remember, but let's say that didn't happen. Hulk Hogan retained. You could have still had that match in Tuesday in Texas. This Tuesday in Texas. Because and I mean, nobody knew this at the time, obviously. I mean, Mark Calaway is from Texas, which he was built from being Death Valley. Okay. But let's say he wins the title there. It's almost the end of the year. And yeah, he won the title at Survivor Series, but let's say he loses and he gets the title at this Tuesday in Texas. Gonna have any reason to have Hogan lose the title. Could even do the Ric Flair spot there. But this was really difficult to do because Survivor Series from the beginning of 1987 to like 1990, 1990, they were all traditional Survivor Series matches, so it's kind of difficult. I could have went with anything, but anyways, so that's gonna wrap that up for another year. I don't know what I'm gonna do next year, if I'm gonna do anything at all, but anyways, there it is. Talk to you later. Bye.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming.
Not
I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of his earlier interviews,